I often get asked this question when the Scrum team fails to achieve their sprint goal, fail to be efficient, effective, fail to meet a deadline. Who is to blame? The Scrum Master, the product owner, the developers? You'll find out by the end of this video. But first, let's set the context. Why do we even want a single person to blame or a single throat to choke? Well, I think you already know the answer to this question. Many big companies work like that. Traditional management. Let's take an example. A simple project managed by a project manager. A single throat to choke. It's expected from management, upper management, the stakeholders, the sponsor, that the project manager, if the project fails, the single person to blame, the single person who is accountable for the success of a project is the project manager. This person is to blame. And the same mindset of a single throat to choke is still relevant today in many big companies. Agile or not, but is this a wrong mindset? As the saying goes, if everyone is responsible, everyone is accountable. No one is responsible and accountable. It's easier for me. Put yourself in the shoes of a manager. I love that. I have a single person to blame. I know if something goes wrong, I can talk to this single person because this person is accountable. That's the first reason why a single throat to choke would make sense. I have a single point of contact, a single person. I know everything is very clear. A single person who is accountable for the project. If something goes wrong in this project, I know who is to blame. It makes things easier for stakeholders, sponsors, upper management, because they know who to blame or who to talk to in terms of decisions also. A single person making the decisions. If something goes wrong, you know to blame. And decisions are fast because a single person is making the decision. Compare that to an agile team. Everyone needs to go into a room and find a consensus. Sometimes it takes time, but still, for me, it says a lot about the organization, where the focus is really on who to blame, who to punish. Failure. Many organizations, agile organizations, talk about we need to start failing fast. This culture of it's okay to fail, but in reality, it's not okay to fail. They still have this mindset, who should I blame when something goes wrong? So it's okay to fail, but I need to find a culprit, a scapegoat when something goes wrong. These two things can go together. If you have a culture encouraging people to experiment, to be creative with a risk of failing, because failing fast is good. It's good to fail, but at the same time, you're looking for the person accountable, the person to blame if something goes wrong. You can't do that. You automatically don't have the first culture. No. Innovation, creativity. Now, people are more focused on blaming other people when things go wrong because they are impacted, especially when you are in an organization that have individual performance bonuses, evaluating the performance of people and giving them bonuses. We are in competition with each other. So when something goes wrong, we need to blame our colleague. I can't be the person to blame. I didn't fail because if I failed, I won't be getting a bonus. Does that encourage teamwork? Obviously not. Many organizations go through an agile transformation. They add a product owner, a Scrum Master, maybe they use Scrum or Kanban. Teams are working together. Teams are sitting on the same desk. But the reward structure never changes. People are still forced to compete with each other, but they are in the same team, which doesn't make sense. If you want more details on these fake agile transformations that most companies do, watch this video right here. Is this mindset of a single throat to choke still applicable for a mature agile organization? No, obviously not. Agile is all about self-organization, working as a single unit, a single team, and a single organization. There's no such thing as a single throat to choke or a single person to blame. It's more of a collective throat to choke because we are all working together to achieve a goal, and if we fail together. And there's many benefits to that. Number one, more collaboration. Let's read an extract from the latest version of the Scrum Guide, the Scrum Guide 2020. If you use Scrum, the entire Scrum team is accountable for creating a valuable, useful increment every sprint. Scrum defines 3 specific accountabilities within the Scrum team: the developers, the product owner, and the Scrum Master, 3 specific accountabilities, and the entire Scrum team is accountable for creating this incremental value every single sprint. The entire Scrum team. So if we fail to create this incremental value, we fail as a team. If the developers or the product owner or the Scrum Master of a team fail to achieve their individual accountabilities, most probably we will fail also our team accountabilities, because it's all linked together. We are working as a single unit, a single team. Agile teams are also self-managed, and if you're using Scrum, cross-functionality simply means that we, the entire team, all the skills, the knowledge, the wisdom we have together collectively help us to achieve the goal, the product goal, the sprint goal. We have the skills required to do it. We don't need someone else from another team to do it. And the team is also self-managed. They can decide what to build, how to build it, who builds it, and by when to build it. They have full control on that. It's not an external manager, stakeholder, sponsor telling the team what to do, setting a deadline, forcing the team to meet the deadline. No, the team is self-managed. And when the team fails, everyone fails because the team is self-managed. They took the decision together. We are working as a team. If you compare that to the traditional approach, many people are spending a lot of energy, a lot of time getting far away from responsibility and accountability. It's never my fault. It's always my colleague's fault. If I get a support ticket, I quickly need to send it to another colleague or to another team because it's not my issue. This kind of mindset, this kind of behavior creates silos, even in the team and obviously in the rest of the organization, between teams. That's not team spirit. That doesn't help the organization. But the structure, this mindset of blaming people causes that. That's the difference between traditional management and servant leadership. With servant leadership, the leaders, they know that they are here to serve and they can trust and let the team be self-managed because the team knows. The team, they are the ones interacting with the customer. They know the technology. They should be making the decision collectively as a team. And when the team fails or succeeds, the whole team fails and the whole team succeeds. The cool part is that the team is also cross-functional. We can help each other. No one is working in isolation. There's no such thing as this is not in my job profile. I won't be doing this task. No, we are working as a single team, helping each other in order to achieve this goal. Now, where most companies fail is first, we have the single throat to choke mindset. You need to remove that. There's no such thing as a single throat to choke in agility. It's a collective throat to choke. And if you agree that it's a collective throat to choke, if a team fails, they fail together. The second part is defining failure. Is failure good or bad? Do you want to create a culture of innovation, of people being creative? If yes, maybe you should reward people when they fail fast because they are taking risk, calculated risk, obviously. There are a lot of benefits to this risk because we are innovating, but there's a risk of failure. We shouldn't punish that. We should share our failures with our colleagues, our failed experiments with our colleagues. Once you created this culture also, the next step is to change your reward structure. You shouldn't be rewarding individuals. You should be rewarding teams. You're encouraging teams to work together, right? All the goals are team goals. If they fail, if they succeed as a team, or they fail as a team. But at the same time, you're rewarding individuals. You're doing individual evaluations. It doesn't make any sense because this individual evaluation alone is causing competition in the team and is preventing the team from being healthy, from creating a healthy working environment. It doesn't make sense. So fix that also. Many companies don't do that. That's the problem with agility. We implement the practices, we implement the frameworks, but the structure of a company doesn't change. For an agile transformation to succeed, everything needs to change in the organization. The whole structure, especially management. They should be the first one getting the coaching, getting the training, understanding that they are now servant leaders here to serve the team. Because the team is doing the work instead of how it was in traditional management, here to tell the team what to do. The team serves them. So please change everything. At its core, you need to ensure that everything in the organization, directing people, encouraging people to work as a team. So to answer your question, who is to blame when the team fails to achieve their sprint goal, fails to meet the deadline, fails to be effective, fails to be efficient? The team decided all these things. The team decided on a sprint goal. No one forced them to decide on a sprint goal. The team can decide to be effective or not, efficient or not. The team's committed on a deadline. No one forced them to do that. So it would make sense that if they fail to do something that they said they would do, the team is to blame. So the team is accountable. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.